Hello, and welcome to this segment of 60 Minutes. Today, we invited Nicholas II to give us his valuable insight on the events that took place during his rule. Hello, Nicholas II.
Hi, how are you doing today?
I'm doing well, thank you. Thank you so much for coming. How are you?
I'm good, thank you very much.
So, Nicholas II.
Oh, please, call me Nick too.
Okay, Nick too. Glad we had that settled. In 1905, your army was defeated while you were trying to imperialize in Japan. Now, in your opinion, how did you contribute to the start of the Russian-Japanese War?
Well, in the process of expanding our empire into Asia, we came into conflict with Japan, and that was not a good thing. However, as great as our military was, we were caught off guard, and that was a major setback. And we weren't expecting Japan to be so powerful.
Yeah.
It wasn't good at all.
So, Japan was already imperialized when you got there?
Well, yes, I'd say so.
I'm so sorry. That must have been hard.
Well, yes. I feel like just no one understands me anymore. I feel really bad. I can't even look in the mirror at myself anymore. I just feel ashamed. I just hate myself.
I'm so sorry you feel that way. So do you have a support group or people that are an outlet for these feelings?
Well, I do have a couple people I tend to talk to about, but yeah, I'd say so. But it's still hard.
Yeah.
Even with
Yeah, well, that's good to hear. All right, let's talk about Duma.
I knew this question was coming. I knew you would ask about this.
Duma. For those who are unaware, the State Duma was a legislative assembly that held meetings 4 times in 1906. Why did you create the Duma in the first place?
Well, Claire, I thank you for asking this. It's a great question. I started the Duma as a result in the horrible 1905 revolution, and what not everyone is aware of is it's actually a part of the October Manifesto, which promised a representation assembly.
Nick too, could you please elaborate on the October Manifesto?
As a matter of fact, I can. Well, it was written by Sergei Witt, who was a financial minister. The October Manifesto started at the end of the terrible, unlimited autocracy government and started the much better constitutional monarchy.
Sergei Witt, your financial manager. He raised taxes, right?
Yes, he did raise taxes, but it was to help Russian imperialize.
Yeah.
Which was required because of the defeat by Japan.
So, from your point of view, raising taxes was absolutely necessary for Russia's welfare?
Well, yes, absolutely. Raised taxes allowed us to increase our foreign investment and enhance our industries.
Yeah. Now, Nick too, let's switch gears a little bit.
All right.
Let's go back to 1905. Gapon leading 120,000 workers to the Winter Palace. Who was Gapon to you?
Gapon. Wow, I really haven't heard that name in a long time. Well, Gapon he was a leader of the working class.
Yeah. Yes, he was. He led many thousands of workers. He was a Russian Orthodox priest who was very passionate about raising the religious and moral status of the working class.
Yes, that's very, very true. However, I believe on January 22nd, a very unfortunate thing happened because the workers created a petition and they marched to St. Petersburg.
Is it true that you weren't present at the Winter Palace when this took place?
Yes, that's very true. Yes.
And yet, although the protesters were unarmed, the military forces present killed nearly 1,000 of them.
Yes, I say that with a very heavy heart. There must have been a misunderstanding. Are you certain they weren't armed?
My sources have confirmed it.
I see. Well, I'm sure the government and myself, will try to do the best to compensate for these families who have lost their loved ones.
Fantastic. Speaking of violence, let's cover a little bit of the Great War.
Okay, sounds good. Sounds good.
How was it in the front line of the army during World War I?
Well, our army was very strong. I was really pleased about that, and we were proud to be a part of the Triple Entente. However, there's always a however, there were a lot of deaths and other casualties.
Yes, the statistics say that there was over 37 million Russian casualties.
That is very, very unfortunate. I would like to point out that it is not all deaths. Many of them are casualties, thus meaning, maybe serious injuries.
I see. Let's change the topic to Rasputin. Rasputin was an uneducated free spirit who was also known as a healer. He was an interesting fellow. You could say he walked off the beaten path. Now, Nick 2, did you agree with the notion of bringing in Rasputin to heal your son?
Well, yes. I have complete faith in my wife's decision to have Rasputin try to cure my son.
Your son, Prince Alexei, had hemophilia, right?
Unfortunately, yes, he did.
Do you think his methods truly worked?
Yes, I think he did cure my son, actually. Which is why it angered me that many nobles assassinated Rasputin, because I do believe that he was a holy man.
Yeah. Well, that concludes our segment for today. Thank you so much, Nick 2, for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
Nicholas II,
Wait, where are we?
on his rule during Russia. How did you do?
Was I supposed to say something? Is that a part of the October Manifesto, which promised a representation. No, I had it.
So, Nick 2. Why did you start the October? No. Why did you start the Duma in the first place?
So it's okay, it's okay. Everyone is aware. Oh no. Oh, we started the Duma revolution. It's not the Duma revolution, is it?
Start talking.
Oh, is it Sergi White? Oh, wait.
Raising taxes was absolutely
Wait,
necessary.
I told working classmates who have lost their love. Compensate, not compromise. Okay.
It's
Oh, sorry.